If you watched anime before, you probably heard of the big three, which is One Piece, Naruto, and Bleach. Even though some people might argue that the big three is One Piece, Naruto, and Dragon Ball, but that's a video for another day. The big three in anime is One Piece, Bleach, and Naruto. But even though Bleach is in the big three, it's not as popular as One Piece and Naruto. And that got me thinking, why is Bleach not as popular as One Piece and Naruto? It clearly has a problem. So in today's video, I'm here to find Bleach's problem. But before I get into the video, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you guys watch till the end. Even though Bleach is in the big three, it's the least watched out of the big three and it's the least talked about in the big three. Why is that? Bleach is an amazing anime and I think it deserves the same love as One Piece and Naruto. So that got me thinking, what is Bleach's problem? And I came up with 3 reasons. The main character, the plot, and the villains. If you know anything about anime, you know the main character is the big reason why people watch your show. If the main character is not enjoyable and if people do not like your main character, they're most likely not going to watch the show and they're most likely not going to continue the show. And this is a big contributor in Bleach. Ichigo is not a bad MC, but if you look at the other MCs in the big three, like Luffy and Naruto, you will see that Ichigo is completely different from them, personality wise. Ichigo is more on the serious side, while Luffy and Naruto are more on the goofy side. Even though Ichigo does have goofy moments, when it comes down to get down, he is more serious in fights. Ichigo is only goofy around his friends and people that he's comfortable with, while Luffy and Naruto are way more goofy in any case scenario. It could be the most serious scenario in the world and they'll crack a joke and they'll just be goofy and dumb idiots. While Ichigo, he's more on the serious side, so I feel like that's a reason why people are not appealing to the show of Bleach. Even though anime is enjoyed by all age groups, anime is mainly focused on children, and children are less likely to watch Bleach because of how serious Ichigo is, compared to Luffy and Naruto, which are completely goofy characters. Kids will rather turn on One Piece or Naruto because of how goofy they are. And take me as an example. When I was a kid, when Naruto used to come on TV, I used to love it. I used to love Naruto because of how he acted, how goofy he was, and how funny he was. And I used to love One Piece also because of how goofy and funny he was. And every time Bleach would come on, for some reason, it just would not appeal to me. As a child, when I was watching, I was like, yo, this show is too dark, too gritty. I can't watch it. I would turn it off. So even though Bleach is in the big three, it does not appeal to children or does not appeal to the general audience. And I feel like this is a big reason why Bleach is not as popular as One Piece and Naruto. Bleach targets more of an older audience, while One Piece and Naruto can be enjoyed by everybody. Take me as an example. When I was a kid, when Bleach used to come on the TV, I did not enjoy it. But as I got older, I started to love Bleach and really understand the story. While as in One Piece and Naruto, I still can enjoy it the same as I was enjoying it as I was a kid. This is a huge reason why Bleach hasn't reached the heights of One Piece and Naruto. Now let me go to the second problem with Bleach, which is the plot. Now I'm just going to be straightforward here. The plot of Bleach is just not as straightforward as One Piece and Naruto. Now, if you've watched One Piece and Naruto, you would know what the plot of One Piece and Naruto are from episode 1. In One Piece, Luffy wants to find the One Piece so he can become the king of the pirates. And in Naruto, Naruto wants to become Hokage. Those are straightforward plots and are very easy to follow. But in Bleach, I'm gonna be honest, there's no plot. There's no end goal for Ichigo. It's hard to follow the plot. When I'm watching Bleach, I didn't know what Ichigo's end goal was. And I feel like that's a huge reason why it's not as popular as One Piece or Naruto. Because the main character doesn't have an end goal, whilst in One Piece and Naruto, it's evident. Since episode 1, they tell you what Luffy and Naruto's end goal is. And it's easier to follow. You know what they're working for. While as you're watching Bleach, you don't know what Ichigo is working for. You just see him fighting all these hollows, but you don't know what his actual end goal is. Some people may argue that Ichigo's end goal in Bleach is to defeat all hollows, even though some other people might argue that his end goal is something else. And that's the issue with Bleach. It doesn't have a clear end goal from day one. It needed to state from episode 1, which is Ichigo's end goal. What is he working for? What is the reason why he became a Soul Reaper? What is he trying to achieve? As Luffy and Naruto have a goal they're trying to achieve at the end. This is a huge point in any show. I feel like when you're watching a show since episode 1, you should know what the characters are working for to the end. If you're watching One Piece, you know Luffy is working to become the king of the pirate. If you're watching Naruto, you know Naruto is working to become Hokage. Even if you're watching Dragon Ball, you know Goku is working to become the strongest being in the world. It is an important factor that your main character has an end goal. That's what really grasps people into the story. The other stuff they do later on that helps them to get this end goal, that's what really keeps people to stay. But to grasp a person onto the show, they need a clear goal of what the MC is working for to really get people's attention and really focus and want to watch the show. Don't get me wrong, I love Bleach. I think it's a phenomenal show and I think everyone should tune in and watch it. But as I was watching the show, I had a hard time figuring out what the plot of the show was. I had a hard time figuring out what was Ichigo's end goal at the end of the show. I thought the whole time Ichigo's end goal was to defeat Aizen and to defeat the Espadas. So I felt like when he defeated Aizen and defeated the Espadas, I thought the show would end. But it continued. So I was clearly wrong. That was not out the plot of the show, and that was not Ichigo's end goal. So I feel like this is a reason why people are not as attracted as they are to One Piece and Naruto, because they don't have a clear end goal. They don't know what they're watching for. They don't know what's gonna happen at the end. And if an avid anime watcher like myself couldn't figure out the plot, you know the general audience and the regular people that watch and just casually watch anime are not gonna figure out what the end goal of Bleach is. And I know some people are probably gonna think that this is not that important for Ichigo to have an end goal if the show is good, and I think it is important. I think Ichigo does need to have an end goal if the show wanted to reach the heights of One Piece and Naruto. The reason One Piece and Naruto are so high is because they have a clear stated end goal of what is going to happen at the end of the series, while as in Bleach you don't have a clear end goal. You don't know what's going to happen at the end of the series. So that's why I feel like it's never reached the heights of One Piece and Naruto, and it's never got the general audience's attention. And this takes me into the final problem with Bleach, and that is the villains. As I stated earlier, I feel like the whole plot of Bleach was for Ichigo to defeat the Espadas and to defeat Aizen, and that's the problem with Bleach. I feel like Bleach only has one good villain, while as in the other big three, Naruto and One Piece, they have many good villains. For example, in One Piece you have Crocodile, you have Doflamingo, you have Kaido. In Naruto you have Pain, you have Madara, you have Kageyama. But in Bleach, who do we have? We only have Aizen, and that's what I feel like Bleach lacks compared to what the other shows in the big three don't lack. Once Ichigo defeated Aizen in Bleach, I just felt like the show was over. I felt like there was no reason to continue the show, because since the beginning, the whole guy we were working up to fight, the whole big bad that we're supposed to fight at the end was Aizen. And what happens at the end, Ichigo defeats Aizen, but for some reason they continue on the show, and I felt like that was an issue it had, because in One Piece and Naruto you don't have that issue. We know who the big bad they're supposed to fight at the end is, but they're fighting other villains to work their way up that are equally as good as the big bad, that are equally as good as a villain as the big bad. For example, in One Piece, the big bad is who? Blackbeard. Luffy's supposed to fight Blackbeard at the end. That's the final boss, the final battle, and then the show ends. In Naruto, who's the final boss? The final battle he's supposed to fight is Madara, and that's what happened. But for some reason, in Bleach, the final battle and the final boss they're hyping up to be is supposed to be Aizen. And when Ichigo fights Aizen, they continue the show, and I just feel like that was a desperate part it lacks. If they wanted Aizen to be the big bad and to be the end of the show, they should have had other filler villains in the way that are as good. And people might say, yeah, the Espada are a reason, but the Espada are what? They're working under Aizen. They're Aizen's underlings. So I don't feel like that's a good take. I feel like they lacked the goal of having multiple good villains in Bleach. I feel like they only had one good villain, while as in the other big three, you have many good villains. You have many reasons to continue watching the show for that long. But as in Bleach, I feel like after Aizen's defeated, there's no reason you should continue watching the show. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that I hate that Bleach only has one villain. I actually think Aizen is the perfect villain in Bleach. I don't think they could have created another villain as good as Aizen in Bleach, in my opinion. But I'm just saying the reason why Bleach hasn't reached the heights of the other shows in the big three, like One Piece and Naruto, is because of that reason. Because Bleach only has one good villain. And some people might consider Espada as their own separate group of villains, but in my opinion, I don't consider them their own separate group of villains. They work under Aizen, they're under Aizen's control. So I just basically consider them all basically like a group. They're basically like Akatsuki. They're one big group of villains. So yeah, these are the problems with Bleach. These are the reasons why Bleach has never reached the success that One Piece and Naruto see, even though Bleach is in the same category as the quote-unquote big three of anime. It has never been as successful as Naruto and One Piece. Even though I do love Bleach, I sadly feel like it will never reach the height of One Piece and Naruto level because it just doesn't appeal to the general audience. But if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and comment down below what your favorite show out of the big three is. Other than that, it's midnight and I'm out. Peace out.